Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special bonus reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Taurus, I hope that you are doing well. This reading is all about what your dreams are telling you. I'm going to be using three decks for your reading today. The first one over the overall energy will be from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And for your Oracle and Tarot reading, the Oracle of Mystical Moments and the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrin Wilstein. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angel Spirits, Guides, what messages do you have for Taurus, please? For Taurus. Okay. So interesting, because I saw this when I was shuffling the deck, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting card. Because even it's a very big deck, and even as many readings as I've done, I don't always, there's some cards I still haven't received. This is number 14, which corresponds to the Temperance card in the Major Arcana, Sagittarius energy. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius, I almost said replacements? What does that mean? Sagittarius placements in your chart. Sagittarius replacements. What does that mean, Taurus? I don't know. Spirit's not giving it to me. They're actually laughing at me right now, so that's cool. The Judge. Do I know a Taurus or two that are judgy? Do I know judgy Tauruses? Some of them could be watching right now. They're so judgy. But I love them. I'm obsessed with Tauruses. And I have a Taurus Venus, so there's so much respect. But man, so judgy. But it's the sense that, you know, when I look at this card, I see separation out into categories. And that can be helpful in certain aspects, and it can be dangerous in others. When we're trying to isolate out people or place people or things into certain categories, then we put bias on it, we put prejudice on it, we put expectation on it, when it might not be just that one thing. So, you know, I could like volleyball, but I could also like cricket. And you might think of me in one sense if I like volleyball, and in another sense that I like cricket. But why can't I be both? You know, that's such a stupid example, but I said volleyball and cricket for a reason, so those two sports could resonate with you. There's this sense, though, that either you're acting as the judge or you're in fear of judgment. Interesting, we see this hand out, waiting to receive. This hand up, saying no, no, no. There's a little skull here and what looks like an eye. So it's very stark. This card is very stark, and it's disturbing, quite honestly, to me, because there's all this void energy here. Every area has its own kind of void, slightly different. There's like a word of caution, honestly, Taurus, that I'm feeling from this. And I just, when I lifted my arm, I just felt intense pain in my like rotator cuff. There's a word of caution to do your best to keep an open mind at this time. Or, I mean, this could be like what you're seeing in your dreams. Because it's so interesting, you know, the whole reason I'm doing this series of readings, what your dreams are telling you, is because a couple of weeks ago I had this like wackadoo dream where something like this was happening. Precisely, actually. although I couldn't see a hand, I could just feel that one was there. But it was something reaching through the darkness to try and kind of grab my hand. And I woke up with a start, and I did this. Like, I took my hand away. Like, in real life, I grabbed it. Like, my eyes were closed, but I retracted my energy. And almost immediately, I could see what I can only interpret as hieroglyphs, light codes, source programming. Like, I have no idea what it is, and I don't have the key to decode what I saw. But I remember saying to Spirit, because I was in theta wave, so I was like half asleep, half awake. But I remember saying to Spirit, because I was scared of whatever that was trying to grab. I said, Spirit, help me make sense of this, of all of this symbols or whatever. And the symbols all started to converge into one another until it was this like big blob, and then it like kind of came through me, and I woke up. And I haven't been able to shake that dream, and it kind of looked like this, like something reaching out in the darkness, It's almost like these two energies are so stark that they almost blight out this energy. So either you are in a place of judgment because you are fearing judgment, or vice versa. You know, someone's judging you. Okay, I hear this song by Hall & Oates called Private Eyes. Private eyes, they're watching you. They see your every move. It's not about somebody's watching you, like stalking you, and this is not what I'm seeing. It's more about people watching your moves and judging them. And maybe you already know this. In fact, you probably already know this. Taurians are they're whip smart, right? You're whip smart. The issue is, do you turn that judging eye right back? Or can we try to, it's hard. I'm a Cancer, so I get the stubborn thing. When we get into our stubborn mode, it's very difficult for us to kind of take the high road. That's what Spirit is kind of alluding to at the moment with this Judge card. So we got 3 cards for the base spread with the Oracle, 3 cards for Clarifier with the Tarot. There's no particular spread. It's just the general message that you need to hear right now. This is pretty remarkable. Okay, 6 cards on the table. I'm just going to show these to you right now because they're remarkable. The sun and the moon. Anytime I see the sun and the moon in the same reading, I think of eclipse energy. So please look up the next time that there's any kind of eclipse, whether partial, full, solar, lunar. There's something significant that's going to happen around that time of an eclipse. Even if you can't see the eclipse, there's something significant about that time period. And that might be a good time to record your dreams, to write them down. Number 38, which reduces to an 11. The Justice card. The Judge and Justice. Lullaby. I just heard that song, Rockabye. Who sang that song? God, that song was overplayed. Everything's gonna be all right, Rockabye. And then he would talk. And then he would sing, everything's gonna be all right, Rockabye. Maybe you like that song. I mean, I liked that song. It was just overplayed, we have to admit. I don't know who sings that song. There's something significant about that song. Listen to it if you get a chance. Rockabye. It was big in like the 90s, maybe? There's something to it. There's like some frequency that's being... this came out in an earlier reading, and in that reading, and it kind of echoes here. This lullaby is to lull one to sleep. And there could be this kind of force that is trying to distract you or lull you into a kind of passivity. But I see you really just going against the grain and saying to me, but I don't want to sleep yet. I'm too wired, I'm too awake. It's not the time for sleeping, it's the time to be bold and to be vibrant and to be awake. The Sun is the best card in the tarot deck, number 19, Major Arcana. It represents abundance in all of its forms, life-giving energy, clarity, illumination, prosperity. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous energy. And so these two cards are kind of pulling and pushing at one another. There's a tension here. We can see here, though, that he's not playing this instrument. It's almost like he's waiting for his cue. There's something about spotlight. A spotlight being shown upon this. A spotlight showing where you've been lulled. You discovering what has been keeping you complacent. Let's get a clarifier. I want a clarifier for lullaby. King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse talks about somebody who lacks a little bit of emotional maturity, lacks a lot of emotion. This is an emotionally mature person. They could be hesitant or tentative though, because you see the sharks in the water here. They're trying to, it's like hold the ship up, keep things at bay. But the card in reverse is a Scorpio energy. King of Cups in reverse is somebody who just, they might have a tendency to just lose their cool a lot, or not be able to articulate themselves clearly, not being able to ask for things clearly, express themselves clearly. And instead tries to detract or deflect that fact with some song and dance. So I feel like you know who this person is. A person that you're dealing with or that you have dealt with. Recent. And you're starting to see the clarity of that person. But it's almost, there's a hesitation. You see how she's covering one eye? It's almost like, I wish I didn't have to look at it. I wish I didn't have to look at it. But now I do. And now I have to make a decision about it. About them. About this whole thing. And here we have New Direction, number 45, which reduces to a 9. The Hermit card. This is a beautiful card, isn't it? This dandelion, this guy kind of floating away on one of the seeds. So beautiful. The Hermit card, going through this space of deep contemplation about the self and others, retreating away, not really involving a lot of people. I don't necessarily, the Hermit card talks about going through the dark night of the soul. I don't really feel that for you right now, Taurus. I feel as though you're trying to just extricate yourself from a situation that is falling apart, or that has already fallen apart, and you're just like, I'm gonna use this, the moment of this chaos, and just ride the wave, which I think is kind of amazing. It's a go with the flow kind of energy. And for an earth sign, I feel like for in terms of all the earth signs, I feel like you're the most go with the flow. All the Taurians I know are go with the flow, actually. You wouldn't think that they would be, but because they're the bull, right? But you really are. I think because Taurians, like, they have a lot of wealth of experience, and so they can respond in situations where other people might not have that experience. But Taurians are kind of built in with the knowledge of the everyday world. They have a lot of common sense, and so they can draw upon those resources. And if something is completely falling apart, it's like, okay, we're just gonna use what we know and carry ourselves out of there. And then you have the king of your suit, King of Pentacles. It's like you floated out of that chaos and then ended up on top. King of Pentacles is highly abundant. And not just in resources, not just in finances, but also in resources, opportunities, communities, family. Like, he's not paying any mind to the fact that he could lose his balance or his footing, because he knows that this elk is holding him up, and so is his coin. That's pretty astounding. Can I get a clarifier for the new directions? Where are we moving to, Spirit? Knight of Wands, wherever the wind takes us, wherever we feel like it. Knight of Wands is very spontaneous, very go-getter, jumping through hoops, taking chances, has so much zeal, zest, the desire to travel, the desire to start a new business, the desire to challenge the norms, defy the norms. It's beautiful. I don't usually like the Knight of Wands, but it just fits so well in, you know, what new direction we're moving into, anything we want. That's beautiful. I love that for you, Taurus. I love that for you. You know, and the thing about it is, it's like, these energies are going to pop up, right? And yet I still see you persevering. I still see you saying, you know, F it, F them, doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do what I do. Number 47 out next. Again, with an 11 reference. My dear friend. And look at that. My dear friend. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful synchronicity. This card talks to me about your community, your soul tribe, your the people that support you, the people that surround you, the people that have your best interests, the people that are genuine and authentic and want to see you rise up, the people that you want to rise up, the people that you want to elevate. There's a camaraderie, I feel. This card came out for another sign and it had a completely different meaning, but for you, it's just like, we're in this together. We're on this journey together. We may be approaching it differently, but we want the same kind of success for each other. How we get there, though, a little bit of a mystery. Here comes the moon. Pisces energy. Mysteries, illusions, confusion, secrets. So much about maybe these new directions could be unknown. We're not quite sure where we're going, what it involves, what it takes. Whenever I see like octopus energy, it's like the Kraken, right? Whenever I see octopus energy represented in Oracle or Tarot, it represents to me intelligence, because the octopus is a very intelligent creature. And so I think of intelligence as like grand knowledge, but it's just underneath the surface, kind of bubbling up. So there's still things yet to be discovered. And like I said, during eclipse time, you should really pay attention to your dreams, write your dreams down. Even if they don't make any kind of sense, just jot some notes down and reflect back on them at a later time, because there's something in that message for you. I'm gonna clarifier for the moon. Maybe I can get some insight. Thank you, Spirit. At this Queen of Pentacles, divine counterpart to the King. So this could talk about your actual divine counterpart, your partner, your love interest, or it could talk about the two halves, the two versions of you, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? These beautiful pairings here, sun and moon, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. I don't think I've had a divine pairing in a while. So this also talks to me about balance, the balance between the feminine and the masculine, what you give, what you receive, what you go after, what you expect to come and be attracted towards you. So perhaps the mystery of this, these new directions that you're headed into, will require a more divine feminine approach, more gracious approach, more passive approach, where we just exude our confidence and allow abundance to come towards us. So it's like you've mastered this and going after what you want. Now it's about mastering this and allowing what you deserve to be attracted to you. So we're going to read from the book, number 14. Number 14. The Judge. The critic, the diplomat, the advocate. The judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and other. Ironically, the judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. This is the judge out of balance, building walls, separating from other. When the same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the judge may be found advocating for civil rights, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your judge in order. The world needs it. So that's your reading, Taurus. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Taurus.